Thank you, Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. At this 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, I'd like to speak about Africa's role in the future of this organization. However, it's impossible to do that without first considering the collective role that Africa played in its founding, which was small and relatively insignificant. Of the 51 member states involved in the founding of the United Nations in 1945, only 4 were African: Egypt, Ethiopia, Liberia, and South Africa. It is important to point out that the United Nations came into being in the aftermath of World War II because of the inability of its predecessor, the League of Nations, to avert a large-scale global conflict, which had been its guiding purpose when it was founded in 1920 at the end of the First World War. Out of the 42 founding member states of the League of Nations, only 3 were African: Liberia, the Union of South Africa, and Ethiopia. Egypt was to join later in 1937. Africa's overall participation in the organization's founding was minimal and relatively unimportant. That's because before all the other talks and meetings, representatives from a group of 14 nations gathered in Berlin for a series of discussions that began in 1884 and which led to the partitioning and formal colonization of the African continent, which is also called the Scramble for Africa. It has famously been written that past is prologue. Well, in the past, the majority of the 54 nations that now comprise Africa were never offered a seat at the table where plans for a new world order were being drawn. But, Madam President, as fate would have it, the tables are turning, and Africa's role in the authorship of whatever is yet to come for this world is going to be huge, and it will be consequential. According to this organization's own projections, by the year 2050, more than 25% of the world's population is expected to come from the African continent. Additionally, by 2050, 1/3 of all young people aged between 15 to 24 will be residing on the African continent. So you see, the future of this world is African. Allow me to say this once again a little louder for those of you in the back. The future is African. Already today, Africa is a catalyst for human potential and development, as well as for economic reform and ecological stability. Africa is a catalyst for systemic change. If this reality, which is fact-based and straightforward, seems provocative or unsettling, perhaps it's because you are viewing it through the lens of centuries of filters, colonialism and imperialism, and the resulting implicit bias. Maybe you are unaware of the resilience of African nations or their remarkable ability to make a strong comeback just when you think it's safe to count them out. That is what is happening right now in my own country, Ghana. Our constitution limits leaders to 2 4-year terms. In January, I was sworn in for a second term, which, let me point out, was non-consecutive with my first term. Our currency, the Ghana cedi, was rapidly depreciating, faced with rising inflation, a huge debt burden, and low morale amongst our citizens. My new administration settled down quickly and embarked on an ambitious program of comprehensive transformation designed to restructure Ghana's economic foundation and enhance our competitive standing globally. We refer to this process of recalibration as our reset agenda. In just 8 months, we have achieved significant reduction in inflation from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in August 2025, restoring price stability for our citizens. Additionally, our currency, the Ghana cedi, has appreciated considerably against other currencies, with Bloomberg reporting it as the best performing currency in the world at one point. Our improved sovereign credit rating reflects increasing investor confidence in our economy, and our 24-hour economy initiative promises to transform our economy. And there's a renewed willingness amongst our people to trust that their elected officials have Ghana's interests at heart and that we are progressing together. Madam President, I believe that in honor of this milestone celebration, the United Nations should also embark on a process of serious recalibration and establish its own reset agenda. Since the organization's founding, the number of UN member nations has nearly quadrupled. And quite frankly, it is not the same world that it was back then when the UN was formed. I mentioned earlier that I began my second non-consecutive term as president this past January. My first term ended in January 2017. In that span of time, 8 years, the world has changed with such ferocity. My first days in office after my return felt as though I had just awakened from a Rip Van Winkle-style sleep. Now, no, that was only after 8 years. Imagine then what it will be like after 80 years since the founding of the United Nations. In 1945, the sun had not yet set on the largest empire in history. The most common mode of international travel was by sea. The personal computer had not been invented, let alone made portable. And television, a new convenience, was still in its infancy, albeit in black and white color. Relations between the US and the Soviet Union were turning frosty, with Winston Churchill declaring that an iron curtain has descended across the European continent. Fast track 80 years on, in today's world, hundreds of thousands of commercial flights take off and land every day. Libraries have been digitized so that volumes of literature can exist on a small device, small enough to fit inside your pocket. We live in a world of cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, social media, the internet and its dark hidden dungeon of the dark web, all of which carry a potential threat to global peace and security. Climate change is real, and we're fighting a losing battle against the loss of Maldives and other island nations to the rising sea level, against the loss of Timbuktu to desertification and the Amazon forest to global warming and deforestation. Madam President, the UN Founding Charter is outdated when it comes to representation in this August Assembly. The most powerful post-World War II nations are still being rewarded with an almost totalitarian guardianship over the rest of the world. And yet, the first sentence in Chapter 2, Article 1 of the UN Charter declares that the organization is based on the principle of sovereign equality of all its members. If this were true, and was the case, a continent as large as Africa, with its numerous UN member states, would have at least one permanent seat on the Security Council. Furthermore, we believe that veto power should not be restricted to only 5 nations, nor should it be absolute. There must be a mechanism in this House for the General Assembly to challenge a veto. No single nation should be able to exercise an absolute veto to serve its own interests in a dispute. In 1995, during the 50th anniversary of the United Nations, Nelson Mandela stood in this very spot, and he said, "The United Nations has to reassess its role, redefine its profile, and reshape its structures. It should truly reflect the diversity of our universe and ensure equity among the nations in the exercise of power within the system of international relations in general and the Security Council in particular." I close quotations. 30 years later, we African leaders are still making the same simple request for a permanent seat on the Security Council with the power of a veto. So today, Madam President, I stand here in this exact spot and ask the world, if not now, then when? We demand not only a reform of the Security Council, but also a reset of the global financial architecture, which is currently rigged against Africa. Africa must have a greater say in the world's multilateral financial institutions. And while I'm making requests, I'd like to call for the removal of the blockade on Cuba. As Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our nation's founder, famously said, "We seek to be friends with all and enemies to none." The Cuban people shed their blood on African soil in the fight against apartheid. And indeed, Cuba has been and continues to be a faithful friend of Africa. You see, the very fact that I can stand here and ask these things and say these things, and the fact that all nations can ostensibly gather here to address critical global issues, air our grievances, and express our concerns, that is what makes the survival of this organization so important. In every old city or village, you will find a town square, or a courtyard, or a plaza that once served as a gathering space for the citizens of the community and their leaders. Meetings and celebrations were held there, as were trials and elections. And these were spaces that brought people together and held them together as a community. Sadly, time and technology have eroded these spaces. Madam President, in many ways, the United Nations is the proverbial town square of our modern global village. And it has never been more critical for us to protect this one space that brings and holds the world nations together as a community. The internet, social media platforms, and artificial intelligence offer us the illusion of connectivity, when in fact what they do is reinforce isolation by using algorithms that ensure that we do not receive new ideas and perspectives, but rather more of the same content. We are served alternative facts and manipulated images, making it easy to disseminate disinformation and sow seeds of division amongst communities. Madam President, these are dangerous times. Our world is currently experiencing a rise in nationalism and economic instability. There's a general breakdown of multilateralism. Various acts of aggression have been committed against the sovereignty of others, and nations are attempting to circumvent the very safeguards that were put in place to prevent large-scale global conflict. These conditions are all too similar to the ones that led to the League of Nations' failure in fulfilling its mandate. The denial of visas to President Abbas and the Palestinian delegation sets a bad precedent and should be deeply worrying to all member nations of the United Nations. Ghana recognized the state of Palestine in 1988 and supported a two-state solution to the conflict since then. And I say, contrary to the claims of some, a two-state solution would not be a reward for Hamas. It would rather be a reprieve for the hundreds of thousands of innocent women and children and people who are facing collective punishment and forced starvation for no reason other than the fact that they are Palestinian. For nearly 2 years and for the fear of reprisals, we here in this General Assembly have been playing hide and seek with language to find the right words to help us avoid or excuse what we all know is taking place in Gaza. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. The crimes in Gaza must stop. The crimes in Gaza must stop. Madam President, I also want to draw particular attention to the conflict in Sudan, which this body has described as the world's largest humanitarian crisis. 12 million people have had to flee their homes. And when we speak of migration, we refer to the 12 million new Sudanese refugees, whom we as a global community should be willing to assist in much the same way that many member nations readily assisted new refugees coming out of Ukraine. Let's dispense with the euphemisms and dog whistles and speak frankly. It is not a mystery that when leaders of Western nations complain of their migration problems, they are often referring to immigrants from the global south. But many of those immigrants are climate refugees. And interestingly, the global north emits 75% more greenhouse gases than the global south. However, the effects of climate change are more severe in the global south because we lack the resources to address them effectively. And so when the desert encroaches on our villages and towns and they become unlivable, we are forced to flee. Ansah, a Somali-born prophet, a Somali-British poet born in Kenya to Somalian refugee parents, was London's first youth poet laureate. She writes in her poem titled Home. And it says, you have to understand that no one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. No one bends their palms under trains beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the stomach of a truck feeding on newspaper unless the miles traveled mean something more than just a journey. Madam President, we cannot normalize cruelty. We cannot normalize hatred. We cannot normalize xenophobia and racism. If we're going to tell a story, let's not tell it slant. Let's tell all the truth. When we speak of migrants, we speak of Mami Ewusi Mensah Frimpong, a judge on the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. She's the first black female judge on any of California's 4 federal district courts. She was born here in America to immigrant parents from Ghana. We speak of Peter Bosman, a medical doctor in Ghana who moved to the town of Piran in Slovenia in the 1980s and later became the first black mayor of Piran, the first black mayor in Slovenia and in the whole of Eastern Europe. We speak of T. Michael, the iconic Ghanaian Norwegian artist and designer. And of course, we speak of the late Kofi Annan, former United Nations Secretary General. Former United Nations Secretary General and Nobel Peace Prize recipient, who was born in Ghana but spent his adulthood in various places in America and Europe. These are people who have brought great distinction to the countries that they decided to call home. Just as the migrants and the children of migrants before them did, I dare say these are not invaders. These are not criminals. Madam President, the slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity. As the African champion on reparations, Ghana intends to introduce a motion in this August body to that effect. More than 12.5 million Africans were forcibly taken against their will and transported to create wealth for the powerful Western nations. We must demand reparations for the enslavement of our people and the colonization of our land that resulted in the theft of our natural resources, as well as the looting of artifacts and other items of cultural heritage that have yet to be returned in total. We recognize the value of our land and the value of our lives, as did our colonizers, as well as the governments that happily paid reparations to former slave owners as compensation for the loss of their property in quotes. And that property for which they received compensation was paid referred to enslaved people who had been freed. Madam President, an increasingly insecure world is witnessing upward spending on defense budgets of bilateral partners and steep cuts in official development assistance. Since July 2024, it is estimated that there's been a 40% drop in humanitarian aid globally. In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us.
All right, so that's it. Yamamu Kwabena, baby Biano, na Ochia Bay, na Edia Jumano, Assessor, Edia Juma Tataso, na Yedi Ghana ho Mkomo, ya Kasa fa Ghana ho Araf Omar, Nafisa to a J is there, JB Jata. From Jata Cement Factory, that's it. An area is more joining Dixon Dagadu. I've already mentioned him. Yada Dixon has it. Say away. Omo ɔmo nyinaa abɛka yɛnsa na yɛba bɛdi nkɔmmɔ sɛ wowɔ fie a biribi wɔ hɔ a Haruna no corruption thank you biribi wɔ hɔ a mepɛ sɛ me ne wodi ho nkɔmmɔ awie Ansah koraa ma hyɛ me show no ase and very dear to my heart and then we will talk about Nra Owura Muntaka interior minister the press conference on my na Kwame na kwayo okoyere na kwayo koyere kendisi for no twinase na onya ne number onya ne na kwayo so ye Mrs. Tapan ye ni se o ye ba de no ka se Muntaka no mo nka senka we di akoye se anuafo nyina serious ye Brade wonu say ye MPP MPP interior minister konkada ka almost da en konka andi si ankasa no omo dwene oman no ho echen eya ayi party fo no omo dwene oman no yay wey Omega Okankwe South hey endi Kwame yenia ayi friends Okankwe South MP honorable friend ayi MP dabe hey now so akwa oba so jiki on title dem na we dey baby adin na we dey Dixon Dagadu see we can't see anything please where Dagadu share phone here o phone here China na say India na Togo na Nigeria na which one they now the follow here shadini you if you don't look am well, you no go see am well. So watch am carefully. Open your eyes. I see you come on. If you are getting you know, who are there now, who they say, you are not up a hospital, we go. Koja yansa. My main country and man for say Saturday we na Bruno regional communication officer and Bui authority corporate affairs manager Ora Chasakowa. Hey na Bila Yusuf say ono so ohunu hwe hey nebi hu yebene ene am say yasi mu Facebook nu bibia ni so na wote ho enipa mi na so to wo hu sen krofo complain endi nipa mi ansa nyina mu nyina Yusuf phone back on dem na kai so your producer kai enti nipa mi ansa nyina mu Yusuf phone back na om ti dai back ma na om ti efie back what we can only see you now na nyame kwada be hu me so hu Ahoy pa. Who was all who day? Who was all who's a me Gary and us? Oh, Jay. Ose commander won kwan na me hu. Ye ndi ga be so hu wan hwan. Wan na nsi o pe so hu omo. Eyo mu phone a mo akoto Azerbaijan phone na eyi ensamanfo kire mo a oh. O de ba be shebe. Akoto Azerbaijan. Jo Tom was a trouble, sir. Trouble, sir. I got Azerbaijan phone. I said, who are they? Nothing, baby. I say, me who. I rather brought your bonike after the niase. What a bonike, what a bonike, Eddie after the niase. Yo, Joe Clark, yeah. I day yard, I day panda yard, you know. Yeah. Home sense. Home sense. A coffee in Ansah, that's all. A coffee. Charlie, then the way my brain won. Back when Kuba, I said it was your mama brain. Me, my comrade be 2 days here. I says akokra me dompe mu nyina do me fem ai ale now the master to bo na o afi no wadru prime time they say ya de kwa wie ya no de aye ya de kwa wie ya no video bay na opese show ya bo video bi. And then the video in this show, the video be na mpesa mo hwe. Okay, we dey mon kan kire video be. They say mu dey na mpesa mo hwe. Na me mama. Arafo ma, please kindly let us see what is going on. Edia na ekoso. Na akoyo. Ana nyeni din no, na akoyo. Na akoyo dey asanyam na mkan o. Eyi na eka na. Chale. Na akoyo yi. Adi and this one no. Hey, asa won penny pa oni pa. Yeah. Hey. And I'm so doom for no from and now. Yeah, na koyo. Yeah. In the ebia nka ye no so no nka munta ka ye say oh sa case we gusu hwehwe mu ana ayere what is shawa I shawa nu aliu atavo anya ye you want to see na akoyo for where me I no see am. If you muntaka we talk up, you know we are the talk up. Where the guy ask me say you want see na ayoko, you want see na ayoko. Me and in day in room or me and in day where? Me I dey narrate. Me I narrate some. Come you hear me say I narrate some. Say oh na now narrate there. And them now me narrate here. Bema, you hear me talk some? You hear me talk? Yee. Now go ya. was my brother, my did 39% because police, no. My did 39% because police. Why Ghana New Yorkers were did 39, who did 45, no. And no penny in Ago, Ezekiel Numpe, Nina Ago. Richmond, ya so Bobie, when you mind games. No, but say Munta can't me me casa say na call you and casa and say committee no. Meboa. Munta can't me casa. Ade say Munta ka one na call you ni asem. Ono reporter ya wie any ade ama no. Enya sa de ya tura asem ni ade ama no. I mean we there ma monkofa asem bia ma. Yeah, my sister. Yeah. But I didn't say, Kwabena. As I shall see about the Okrumo. I didn't say because I see a quantum committee be the idea the Abodia. Ya Bodia. Ya friend Papa near the day near the Bodia because yeah. Now call yeah. Video na me show. Dia India na kwa yosu no. Election time dia no osu no ana. Sa na wo bi ana woni bi. Enya dia no osu no. Ana so wo ana sa woni. Yeah. Yeah, Mubarak also the Atiafa baby. Hey, I said one penny po. Anyway, we'll come to that issue. Now, Yababa be doing come on. But I me person me engage me listeners, me viewers, just about 10-15 minutes. Yaka issues about a year mob action. Instant justice. Na yakanesa. But another issue, Kwabena bay, you see last week, ena nkoko omo ewo musician bi sekai no. No mo mienu na de sekai nsekai eko. We kura ayi kotokuro na we kura kotokuro. Just some of gangsters. I think say enra. Ena obi friend me free northeast. Say a chrono boy no a chrono no emu odu kakra, so I easily forget. But catch them say enra. One also omo gang groups too bi ho. Omo kokonto kwama group ba kwa twitwa baako sekai ekono. But let's talk about this. Me person me engage you kakra on issues about this gangsterism and no personal experience. Make a wow personal experience with gangs. And me unsa kolebi ono also atie so ma ameso. Yes, or join gang and a gang for no so uncle Jessica in from my meho embra. Now, sha akolano tramon be a tramador and a onum. But let me engage you. May engage you on your mom, you know. sa gangsterism ene your friend say and now no you say AM for drivers say your night work say 20 and now 30 damo cry from one am to a friends mo page so more charge abroso drivers or charge abroso right lorry fare drivers or charge because now fuel no ba na eba from fuel no ba na eba from but me person yema we mienu me engage me listeners ne me viewers just 10-15 minutes na be adwuma we 0302208090 me pe wow personal experience area wote sa boys gangs ni bi wo ho mo feel safe ade na ekoso ade sa baby a wote wutimi nante freely ebinum wo police form protector mo ti bi o mo mfa ho ye ni protection bi ai de ye no ye fa ho but me person would me do in common with your personal experience and mama me ye na Baumiaba Takarika Krakania, your personal experience. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Hello.
Good afternoon, Bobie.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, me area there gangsterism. Okay. 2. Gangsterism is unemployment. That is the cause. More brain in your jumanye. The only thing they can do because the devil give work to the man. If they are busy working, they have to pay their rent, take care of their families. Let them get them job. Let them work. That's all. Thank you.
But hold on. Enko.
Yes.
Enko.
Yes.
Edia in the church okoye gangsterism na when you adwuma ni biaye.
Debbie, devil give work to the idle hand. Profanity ho. Omo ne hweye. Tramo no mbenu. No ma kwahye geto. Ashewi. Anu ma petition. What next do you expect them to do?
No, but so obi antimi enwurawura eye enkrofo fie se bra na men konko pa adwuma ma wo ya brante o ya babawa e say we step out there.
Nini asem no.
And
frustration is also. Ubechi. Yes, sister, Bechi. A month for them, young man, in the name of job. Yen pay to mama boys in here. Let's stop stealing the Ghana money. Omu jack cronies, the cronum, power cronum. No more first scanning here to mama boys in here. Asa. Thank you.
On this note, I agree with you. Chrono, any element me ma a mebruna jumanya, chrono, and ye bibia. Hello? Yes, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Boko, sir.
Because every year,
I say, as I might kiss me, patron more video in from Kaka. Okay, all right. Yeah,
me patron, I will catch a and you may be near the idea and come from for food and it's here. But I will cook oil. Now, could talk spare part. I didn't know no more person or more better, and so am I, and yes, so you want to
and American say, we need to talk about it. I mean, your personal experience. Because me, I don't have an answer to your question.
Because I'm making a hope. Because a poor Nyako from Kakrape now more attack drivers. But I dear one more be so no one person won't bet this idea and so I call from.
Now, what got tired, you know, I resist I should or I almost say.
What can almost say no man or more turn Yente so. But one more foul Canada was say Yaki fuel so.
But your driver.
If I saw I
now, what to two Laura Fair so?
oh say me a taxi driver. Inti mitimi say dia obi wo Accra or what to say dia Accra. Beti dia dey say dia be 40 and I say dia be 35. But first no so I imagine the enke bro sir.
Yeah, we will say a normal price because a man for so complaining about Momo so and say you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
last week, me at a chim on Crawford, you charge a broso.
I am in charge of Moroso.
And I won't to Crawford, and I could be there. All right. Okay. So, my pick man, another caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. I think Kusuba, German of Ina captain.
Eva.
German of Ina captain.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Me how ni say? You tonight, Yabane. Yem pese di en sabe Juma. Enti ama krono ni sa ane mano. Ekoso Ghana no. You tonight yem pese Juma.
But what personal experience with these gangs and what community muno NSA? That is what I'm asking.
Yana mono ubia pese opo no ho ban entino ibi kakra biti ya no de ho agin ibi kakra biti ya no de ho agin ade ya no ne wa bo no ho ban entino bituma ayem na yi.
Okay.
Na ama na ekoso sa.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, Dexter Dagadusi, please tell that man to stop. The okay, Kano. We all did construction and cleaning service for survival. We all do construction and cleaning service for survival. Okay, Justice Kafu says, yes, my problem is from Medina to Dodowa. The drivers, 15 cities, sometimes 20 cities, instead of 9 cities from Medina to Dodowa. Munye bibi found my okay, and I'm Kudeko. Commander, did you say you agree with him that the guys are lazy junkies? And I'm Kudeko. Menti the what can I say? Menti the what can I say? Anyway, Nimanche says NDC love Ghana more than Ghanaians themselves. Okay, all right. Honam Moshi. Says good afternoon, please. I'm a welder, and I decided to train some boys, but they run away. Obviously, they don't like working. Okay, one of them person on a welder or tries to be training a welders be into the papa de kase jumeni hono. That's not the issue, but it's about gangsterism within your community. Baby, I would say. Only gangs will be a share that. I mean, tell us your personal experience. Hello.
We are not talking
Kafra.
We've been to us and Martin, what I do.
Sir.
Oh, it's true. I mean,
I see.
As soon as I found you, good guy. In fact, that could make you up.
Martin.
Maybe.
Martin. Patrio, Yanko.
Will be. I was a Jumana any. And so can not West no. Quite sure and I know my gang. Which means I can't imagine say if you crap we we piece come with one. We piece can come with one.
I see.
Bobie you. Bobie, my make a send back free and so man patrol man 1 because never because you will be ma and this penny corner and thing ye will be a so you do what NGC in Formunti party, ye fact so soon and ye party NGC 24. Mama, Oka said, Aku share agenda about and Abanya to Abamount. During 2016, Abuga Pele, who Jelino and O prosecute no and be Jelino because we discuss it to be.
Chairman, and come on, this a divertia in Koma, you know. Yanindia,
Bobby.
Politicians, when you safety you. Ada will be best your wall, Sekino. Ada Nabos away, a Yacha politician, young fan in Cotum.
Bobie and the back.
Ada kwala bi besia wa atwon so sekai no. Sa ada na mo say no. Sa politician na wo se emfa nkotum no wada ya to wall afa no wada.
Please crampo guiding.
Guiding no. Enti dwere ho mo me anwene ye ho.
Umsa Bobie. I give because me pese NDC for say enye bibia no be kase tia re NPP ba apem president hwe bonyo mutie enso ye kre agent e ma kre ja asemeti wo chief of near staff MP ni say no okọ eyie na no ohun bibi na ofa ho enso munya the gas adi na court the say police ni ka say yen falling tum na adechi Ansah amanbe na wo speaker what we release am na after marking eko board police na so no who speak about me
anyway my any enkobo ono ano yam say ono no onfa ono ano ho anyway so we are talking about gangsterism. Your personal experience with these gangs, your personal experience with lorfe yateso yanteso mepne mempne. These are the two issues we are discussing. Hello. Yes sir.
Apomoye
nyame adomboko
ibena miasipa asema wo dia to justice and branch no mabano e brain panjuma because ajuma di yoka se ajuma ni wa ajuma ho because wa sore anopa ase wo de wachini kura fura anopa kosi enyimra e ma se wontimi nya ajuma ni if you kura should make akura na ajuma mi secret mi ameno ka se mi secret me pon anopa me connect pon anopa before she make a boss asa akọ rounds anyimre masa akọ juma eno no minya bi mfa ma me ba mfa nko school e mo me ira akọ homa na eno no chese me kokọ no bi me kokọ no apedese akọ bokro no bi na Bobie Ansah emrantie no pe no mo mpa juma wi no no mo ne chambo no no na yo mo de masema.
Okay, all right, so they believe just drugs no and boys need there. Anyway, hello
Captain Bobie.
Yes sir.
Apomo Kodia.
Nyame adomboko.
Yo David Agbalanyo Omanjo.
Okay, Omanjo for enko.
Omanjo for who if
good.
Let me say Pokwase to circle 7 cities. But in go for Omuji 10 cities there. Omudi nurse board ho ana boys na lodu e car no be penny 40 ho omutumi ka kasa omutumi ka he so omunya bibi mfirimu a nga nkora we ade we ase anka won be ka kire mo se won mo jai de Ghana ha no me hu de e koso te see no bro ya tie bro so ya tie amoso ya tie anwa so but te see no dokun da so 7 cities it's at watch 10 cities 15 cities na ese nyama na yeti so no mfa so be na timamofo no anya wo mu dollar na eba fam no mfa so be na timamofo no anya wo mu ti aban no sorry pa because minim say obetumi aye o ajuma pa I say oh sorry e was ajuma no uko Togo a nyama ye to wo lome no bi 1 BAJ no uko parliament ana uko Togo alavanyo no the same thing na muto no na the na Ghana hankwa store to store kwa no a different prices. It's aban no say on sorry na omoye sise ni ye na obiandi so Bobie unanyame ye adwuma.
Okay, all right, thank you. Now say ko for say baby to say Tema West gangsters no hono ano ena dane vigilante groups ena amasese krono eho ajai nti virtually what nana asek for saying is say ono o support gangsterism no semeti de o kana see dia anyway hello yes sir
Okay.
Boko
Yeah,
Pacho unyina
you said hello?
Hello, Pacho unyina yi kakra ba me.
Hello, boys na juma no mo do. na nkwara na aba no won pɛ brɛ o to pɛ so onye tia ye those days estimate 10 years and tell me kaka akwara bi abeto ba so be kwa any nyina no to man say azem to go so no is a kana of a kana ka pa so be nya bo tra sum ni pa ma ya jira kana ya ta ka on ti min ko da bin akwara no because of be kwa be to e bi je sa one year na of stock all their what they just ya no one akwara no wo ta ipa adeba me ka da mi trade your friend so most of the time I auto around about every like the fair 1 month my big card there it says that one can jam it on the time for you but if you go and say we just like
anyway me struggle say me a million as non find me for my last 2 callers. Hello,
Commander 1.
Yes, sir.
I'm very touching. Yes, sir, Philip.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Commander, there was one 25 ST Junction. The Drew Vitanofasia, drivers no Muludo or no. OGCC. Among some of them, say, Sefi, you're born 9 o'clock, El Corno. Ludiaba Groba, you know, Omuji 10 city. But sometimes 9 there, 9 on Mudashano, and 1 night. We have got 8 o'clock and 8:30. Now we see over you 10 city. The more Mudi or one commander.
I see.
To make you my come on, kill my.
One as say, Anopano. Say,
6 city.
6 city.
And
about 10 Anopa.
Baby, about 9
and you read 9, say,
10 city. But 9 name bo no got na car no more. I can say 20 minutes to 9 for get us about you 10 city.
Say I dear way there over that can once him say ebi a no ne watch na ebo no
Kona Juma did ya Africa ya trust
na watch no ne watch na ebo no
Kona
so obi a watch ebo no obi
o ka bia o maka jo so o no ba onye bi ba one wa hye mra ni say 9 ubeji 10 passengers in bibre ati
obi watch mo obi say kro obi a the time wo dey adwuma
o so obo watch o mi so mi bo watch
ina say wono ni watch na bo na ya say onye nde
Honda ko fo mo do di ye sero da na ko na mi sero so ade ba ko fe mi sero baby a we adwuma no so wo kodi a metra se na wa bo na wa fe adwuma na makọ nai why mama ho no mo why
na me nya adwuma o mama ho
say say wo chicha we una o chicha letters appointment letters sa na meti ye
eya ho na kan sa no kire o
wadam fo bi na kan
nyame tua madam fo nka nyame obetua nka
who ye dey abacho no information night wa
me pacho me nya adwuma o mama office me nchiche mama letters me nimba bia ni fie kurasi pacho sramo pa me pacho madam nyame betua nka pa onyina na pampa mu mpa
Commander Bow
Memfa kola bia bio. Hey, why na chicha letters? Why na chicha madam for kro ni obebre se. Abodifo amudi nipa nam ne nya ahoto. Na letters we me pa na me chicha gaga se ebinu wo Jubilee House wa go menya bi. Na Davio Naga party executives among 40 David. The omo says a bit of chicha letters no outsiders in the kabako kure nyabi. Omo mfra bonten kotobeku mafo no e ka 3 months on be campaign 6 months on be campaign from 2012 nyina 2012 nyina omo ne MPP na namo Ebeka be just 6 months ne no mbekire so obno omu nim NDC mu che obia se me na me chicha appointment ko bunya one kra one say ko bunya why say why say akwa we pa se me na me chicha letters ha na ka se kwa me frem pon no kra na chicha akaye omu na wo jubri house na me hey wahu enti omo no hye odin o ena ye ya tia no a ye nka ho ye ne ya gidi bone na se kwa me wo ha na akwa bi asend me message o se oba me messenger mu ena oso ope say 100 cities or something but on say if we yaba friends scam for you and me those message say ya na me person me respond I hardly respond to those things that were my messenger ne say because of scam ne say man akwa send me kwa me menfi akwa send me menfi third day menfi asem we si wodem ha o me an manka me yesu say ya na akoya send me message wo ha because fe ni mu nyam betua meka say omo na ye campaign e de ye yaba power ye ma power NDC ma power wo Bobie ye ne moa ye chi okra na edi akire ne mu wi ni amokotena osu aba presidency me 100 kura wo mame hey me the presidency was 700 na me ankasa me drew fie ade achi na me messenger no mu no wa send message tin shame di matempa correct when him say last 2 weeks obi yam the same thing no one was sending me message Bobie ansi nyame betua wo kapa wo bebre se mo na mo gi aban na boso akenten so wo ho ena mo ma obia ma ho na grassroots hey ena me test in back say bema me secretary na say me national chairman na say what say me migira he me migira he enkrofo organize on program or presidency me wa me order me gina he ya say would di matemi enso say but me blame omo unim problem no omo enjoy no they don't have their contacts they don't even know them who jai grassroots ni bi say president's name one omo nipa be 10 dia why here be anything they don't have any contact with them na campaign hu ye omo nim ye for the past 16 years omo ne interact sa bebre no a wo campaign no hey your work in the president office is good congratulations massa asani cause me nyaj more president office I beg you, me nyaj more president office. Nipa kro kan sa akire mu no, nyambe tua ne ka, nyambe tua won na asefo nyina aka. Obebre pa wo wiase. Kwa me brem kosua ne nsa. Na afa yi ka hu mako dwane ka hu. Brum nua pa ma mo hu. Me nyajuma e wo president office, me sremo pa mo chew bebre, me sremo pa. Me srem ai ye wi ni fufuro no. No was an aquasinsia, me am near aquasinsia and perfect. Aquasinsia frame, Adaya, a sit temaport, a bina one am aquasinsia, about them temaport, me go there or temaport. Because ya kase yana, after me baba catcher, me go there or temaport. What is a me more national security and answer me, Jumawo, NDC committee bearing a meme canwa, O Baba from me, Busam say, a port Nam's acquisition, say, what but Dama for trans as empire from one day from Qatar in Films Corner. abafo na manu omo bia bi omo asom uti asem o me nya adwuma ho e wo presidency me nya adwuma ho me nya adwuma ba bia yeah and Ansah we share suit and am could call you and teachers me share suit me dem me share suit me dem me share suit we commander we aduabo mo pese mo say me e ka kire me say me ka ho me nka ho omo yesa no Monko omo mo bi amfre ni bre ma meso me so mpacho mesrew mo bi amfre ni bre ma meso me so me nka ho ba bia I wash my hands I raise my hands I beg you hey I clanam see behind the scenes for no behind the scenes for no who is why you behind the scenes. But sometimes you almost a branch be a friend of Kofi Wayo, our central region. And this mehuno twice your call campaign or central region. Ya kwa asin kushiano. Ay asin off no. Me kushiano ho. Na enra na metese wa free mu. En kwa me oko social media na utie yaudia grassroots nu dia. Ahumete and me hu say one lady bi kukua mahama obetro areho message bi on Facebook me there grassroots no many wo mo social media and I engage them a lot nti eya eniema ni bu na bebrenu a enemy dim komo ewo back door Kwame a day me a day and this grassroots ni me anim komokra not more than a bia 4-5 regions different regions enra Tony Abranti Bokumase freno Yakubu Yakubu Tony Edu Tony Edu se Tony Yakubu NDC Kumase dia Abranti no a aboa papoka so obekọ JM office no obeye video nani adem pa eno oframe no look he spoke for 1 hour na me gina ahoma no so eno akra de ma me panimu bi so NDC panifo kedes ni bi frame a ave de na se me ka chense ma me kwakwa ya de also about office Accra, I think Monday as a Tuesday, you know. Come here, me sorry from Anopabia base 6:30 to 11:12. Ebia a calls from different constituencies. Ebu wa a constituency chairman. Ebu wa a ena unim. Me to omo ase, ena me kan me to omo ase. Omo frame a no one catch them. And you catch them boss Julius Debra catch them no na Yakubu Tony Edu. Yes. And now he called me. And this guy Obian who bet me a discount to a Juma Tony Yakubu Tony Edu aye. You can't. Obian and someone na me kind no enye ni nyina na metimi aka. And I know be friend me from Tamale. Tamale Central. Kwame. La. Or sending me videos too. And you also know videos oh. National executives be. Videos too. Or say that will be a keep your dear way. And once and beba. So they call you, and it's like, and I'm saying, hey, now there be no boss. I won't sit here and deny Julius Debra. I won't do it. I've worked with Julius Debra from, ages. Yeah, 4 years now for 4 year boss and servant. Obiara knew our Ghana only many Julius Debra Ayonkufa. Inti enya fe na me ba betena na me deny no say No. And I don't need to work in Julius Debra office. But you see, they when they call you, so Bobie and Kasa Julius Debra Betty. Which is not true. For that one also, I won't sit here and lie and say yes. It's not true. It's never true. Julius Debra be okra be manim honi. Kwame, you winning elections way. Me boss me huni 3 times. Your mama de me hunu kra da. We are say. And yes, bibia o. Campaign abuano where we were in a juma. Just leave him for him to do his work. Now also nanti baby. Say your mama ni we are saying kame bombra. I will still run my life. Anyway, nipa. Obet me wune. Ene ya ebet me akwa de be say your mama wu. Ya no so be. So I can't live my life and depend on somebody. No. On my way. Nasa da me sia your mama. Amen. Men sia no na say efie na no so no kwa. Amen. Enyam bibia ye nyina ebo nkokora me mekọ mampo no bekọ bole owo ne befa ye nyina akọ. But the point is se ni point me bu o man ni yi a eya na ehye nkran. However, Kwame, amamu ye a grassroots aswa ya hye de eya na nye IMF abambu. Ebenezer Alakai, Bobie, so if you don't work at the presidency, how come you don't come to work? Sometimes once a week, at times twice. This photocopy business of yours is really paying off. Ma getaway otonyumbi, omo kristonyumi. Opem say ye me smango. Okatire matamfo say me sha dum biase. Misha Dubiase, a radiance, yes, me. By 4, yes, Moja, when you may be Zarakai. And Yama, the photocopy is mope. Yay, Uradia Quacoy. Yay, Boo. Ay la kwanye. Ebenezer, me sorry a me kopem anu aduane o. Me sorry a me kopem anu aduane. Usia gongo ya busa so tu ya me kasai. Me ka ankrofo nyini o. Say Bobie say de oni agongo tie. Na sia gongo oni manu. Yeah. Me sorry am ko pema no aduane man ko pema no aduane a me ne me ba kwa ku ye bebu ada e bi mfiri ba bia man ti menya adwuma presidency nti na me ma adwuma no me sorry am so me ko di pa yala me ko nante kakra na eja menya adwuma kakra bi ya na me so menya bi adi agongo kra unim se de be 1 year me ne nshi ada o adwuma wura no ankasa no 1 year ni yenshi ada 1 year ni kra yenkasa ada so ho ni pada sani enti Bobie ama argument no Bobie wo presidency ye adwuma oh yeah Dixon says, Commander, I sent a police form, immigration form, army form, and other forms to the Accra100 WhatsApp number. They are looking for first class and degree holders. Accra100 mo fa so ya for her. Mo fa immigration. Me wo madam bi wo Asante Mampon. Your friend Noah or your friend ni. Na say me call Mampon. Ti me ne ti was omude asoja for near ifo be gu krumo no. No say commander. Mesumano wache obey nam say Noah. I don't watch sa commander. Me grace ni police for bibire. And I say no I say me grace ni police for after say no who say me baba say now no I say was your police for the nyina Say Accra FM. Mo fa me grace ni police for. Hey, Daniel there, Jai, yeah. Photocopy mine, yeah. Me that's it. Me pay no. Kwame, mo fa me because obviously ne forms or whatever about. And that's what so I apply for military there they know they are sending wa. They all kind of say meeting see ya. Commander Jai, you all know you work at the presidency. My kind of one, me and you, Uniana de Unimne Ansah Utrim, me menya more presidency. Menya she ewo. Said the sign a woman trimu and Mobeka, Monka. Am mine. Memfaho. But I am say guy no central region guy no Kofu ayo there no. I grassroots ni yapa and I think yes we know say omontimi and solve a grassroots nyina but at least omo enhwe na omo enye ehu adwuma kakra. Okay, so your main issues so now we are in concluding come live on Accra100.5 Citizen Show. We have issues with a shraj. Mpacho wetin the shraj ina to her amaye. Omo person am adwene keke. But these guys just want to worry you. It's true, they want to worry me. But you see, sometimes Ayana and Yama sticky to and profit moon tentem, and when you don't deal with it. Ebeka Dakro, may you messages about insults no. May you be actual. Especially there is no day omo be sending me a private message I did matema. Omo en linking me to a chief of staff. Minim say you almost say me chief of staff wa na ekoba o. Me to be sure almost na masre na usumiti. But that is what they know about me and him. And I have accepted it. And in fact, I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of Julius Debra. I'm very proud of him. Hey. And as human as we are, Juma, I don't go to his office. Say me to one, I'm sorry. Say, yeah, Kwame. Now, Kwame, me say first day I make call your friend say, Jubilee House home. Na me jina on here mama order bring your phone na me phone mama write your name na ma tro hey me say gumachi eja me nyandai me ba presidency what is your name na ma bo where are you coming from say hey, yes na nipa no come no ne bu afu a na me say hey over e ma bu mfu yes bu fu a edayam sabeta frache obo mu gu anu won ka ho ti bare nya wa dwene say wo ka ho oni nam kroma na yawo sa o ka ho bedura won ka ho ya fra ya ji e man di uduru a na de ese o ye bia na wo tia be ka chem se me ka ho da kru me messages ni nyina acha akwaba akokra de kwa me yam se me de number no send o se check ni pa kroma me because me need true caller message check number ni bi o di amount me. Hey. Anyway, so issues about disqualification arising from findings of commission of inquiry or criminal convictions. So an annual stretch at the near maybe a buy, and the near stretch at the buy. No, my mini can could you come and this issue and na yamra me So, Ora Joseph Bediakune convene a movement for truth and accountability. Na Ora Joseph Bediakuno Edi Asimbi Kodan yes Raj. Some of the Kodan woman more shikakra, and that is exactly what we want to talk about. And issues near whom the Shraj finds former GRA boss liable for procurement breaches costing Ghana nearly 9 million. Open the Akwaba. Hello? Good. Boko there.
Oh, me
Yo. Modi assembly could die in Shraj. A assembly ya efa hwan ho.
Me too kai. Me too kai.
Pacho, baby.
Me too kai.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I am some man in position in who ye kakra. Okay, so my name position we JD No Radio. Thank you so much, Daniel Ade. Best businessman. We you know ya say. Hey, mo pese mo ya hunu adwuma potea meye. Ready adwuma so na meye. Kwame meboa. Me tu daga. Me tu daga. Hey. Asa mo de shame say. Hey. Pese mo ya hunu ade kura me. Hey, bema me yusu ayi current iPhone what? Me yusu ayi mo ayi ni bi. Girl you of the way. Mulepe Steven me pa chawo wahunu obi a oye border oye adwuma e presidency da so wahunu obi sa dia wahunu bi da ade we ya mo pese mo de chechire me kon kuntan no men tiase ready Yankupon. Say nipa so the assembly yere wa. We kwasoro ba from what the bayere ho. Menya dwuma wo ho, please. I don't work at the presidency, please. Oh. Yeah. There be a mebedwuma. Simple. Debi ame bedwuma na asem de na asem ko ene debi ame boha meba why na asem de na asem ko me obi atra no baby me ba cho mame nkonko ya adwuma no tell why Mr. Wa. Okay, so another issue your friend say ye honorable Kwakuado any afenyo marking, and I'll show you some of the videos. Me play tapes be Eddie Achremo. A question na yebusa. Say when it comes to NDC dealing with their own as to whether the nipa na aye no say boni anase papa. Media me pen say obi biara oyan this new obedi bone emra no eni ni. But ebetnya the same with eye afenyo marking. Eya okoshi police ni asum. Can it be same? And as afenyo marking there you investigating wa enye yi. Okay, so bedi akwasi aba. Joe.
Minia, Bobie.
Okay, Akwaba bio. So, Modi Assembly could die in Shraj. My details, no, and it's about who and the outcome, no money edge home.
Oh, mammy, to a tape on one casa, a lutama. I can't have the corner for Bakuno Mori. And the week, no fair, and I'm a secretary fundings, no. Near him here, no, very damning. When ya 157 pages, I can we are. Okabe show before more. Woman Casa procurement guard, a friend of police. And I'm Mr. Deco free finance, what they buy GRA. One quite that woman Casa procurement breaches. And you know, Some of those be brave. Time.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, Joseph. Hello.
And you go to court. December yana. When we found this, it's a good news for us.
Me pacho. Eya assembly ya. Timus my background sabe ya man for better assembly.
Background say. Omo contracte company mi ansa say. Omo kanto.
For.
Rono Motors, Sagel, and Telenor. 3 companies. In Tiene, as a group, investigation, who say that companies in Akata, a Rono, no, I don't credible. The Kenyan is nowhere to be found. In Tiene, Kwabelempe, Yako, more prime office, no, a person on Mana Sagel, Patum office, whereby we who wrote the out they call Accra from one of my left side, or before the home. Yeah, yeah, ma batch for checking won't be the other thing. And as ultimately say, company part as this, the Anna or the Edmund Mao. I don't know, some more music and talk out in Embra, Jerry Monto. What in Feta Plaza? Couldn't be there. Make a report on here, but one motorcade of $50,000, 2022. Motorcade, it'll be a bit of $50,000. I don't know if it or not captured in the report, but who am I to challenge this right? You won't go about Omodia.
Ma Musao, Siraj, your friends, a GRA boss, no, former boss, no, only CI on this matter, only Casa on this matter.
Baby, near the friend and now, our friend about 20 minutes. When you parents of Fabiano or no friend, they say, the way for it. The way for send me dead body. And my case, me PhD.
That is Amishadai.
There have been Amishadai, the one who need me, Julian Sunimi. But why
wouldn't Amishadai Ankasa?
There be Menkasada on record. On record, Menkasada.
With this incident, again, I was expecting to by Bay.
Oh, see, I banned a case could have told you now. Who am I to challenge the government? You have any ever call. Melo and Sebisha 2 years, there will be any case in the court. Then the begin. Amisa there, what case be blue? I'm the court too. Media call SP. SP in person mechanics be did not them. That guy. Because no matter what you have the case, we're turning in the Mamika case in Jiro. One, death track. Woman, she can't won't sit down. Can that will only one more post office. Maybe I benefit one. Woman, she carry time. One fat procurement of a no than a man. Woman, 73 million. Can I see this? 2 years as an
I miss a die.
Obi ma 73 million say you 2 years as an yeah. Unyeska.
Mebao, Joseph Diakon. I miss a die. A GRA boss no. Omoma Dev Traco companies kaso omu
73 million documents which be that bro won make it na. So mu sit na ma GRA e wo Kanda post office. O mi area ho omo guso mo sit na wie.
Omo si dan no.
Woman sit down, but me tell you, almost scanning my debt track 2 years after Ansah no sit down.
I see.
I didn't know more massaging ready. Movies come over say Ansah no sit down. On the command for procurement, only the down man said no matter what the man telling on you know ya son the man. Process be one another case. 2, Papa be sit down kese o ha bank bank. 4, me case am about you no ni documented do not ba off. Woman, my papa will see Abonsa Cassie, I see bank back as you are nobody. One more than be your cantonment, American embassy, Chinese embassy, a year for the almost half a month have a panel. And half a half. So all sit down in my custom division. Boss, no, any residents of Vietnam. Almost Chadana half our cantonment, Chinese embassy, a year for us. The same in Tiati, I didn't know just had a mapano. Upon whom was sit down bank attack as you are going to have, the mano. I will try for a month and just
Papa Bear.
It's what sit bank tank at I don't want to put in a fix. It's about maybe I contact with sit bank tank at the whole kind of half. On moment, as I say, half my year for half my company.
Obwa, and which means you own him their walk and me, so Bobie, a wrong.
Oh, Bobie, that's me. Missy Chia for us, I see war. Chinese embassy country, American embassy, it's meant for commissioner customs residents. And we talk from Papa be a contractor.
Papa Benya.
Bobie, Francis Chantro, Yen to us, men can be critical. What if I'm some tantro? What if I'm some can be tantro? Me can be case I me want me that call so I didn't SP Yoku and make a choice.
So no. Since our petition, I mean, because we Ubo Amisha die Dean Street. Menya shows why Bonibia. Your findings, no one who say Amisha die, and I'm a boy.
Obi me partner say that's true now. Can we know fun is beyond my.
Okay.
I'm a make sure say.
Okay.
Me and nobody I make beyond me make sure location say Chinese embassy cantonment Jerry for Bobby Congo Jerry for us. One more time from my papa be a see bank double sacket to her. Only half a 10 free. So sit down and the come out with a case in your court. And to me, I cry from a two problem later no. A case in Comunia Nimie, then if I know that NJBR Reba. Hooray! Or generators, I will comics. Sakama, baby, I'm a dance so much. I or generators about almost about 45 Ecoku industrial distribution. Generator now, I'm Mr. Akoto, 2021 Nibuat is 2022. May we was any pictures in our home. Media cost charge, we move case in the main theatre, we move money. And also for procurement.
I see.
And yeah, media coming me no say, when you want to won't go for be a prophet, I mean, because woman no more time is a day, that me in a mere day, and could see Baumia and today be a mere day who can't could see, and when you for this, I'll be framing company between that time. You know how much can I say? Committee that time. Because you don't need to come to interview me about Abitadaki. Be a press conference, come on, publish it. And I ain't doesn't about publish it. And to me, cases, no dear, way, card, Depth Saku, as I said, and a generator, 4. Nina, Century Daddy.
And the way ne Bakwaba, Ansah.
Look at me, maybe some this country, I'm court, my first sponsor me.
Okay.
My first can sponsor me case.
Okay.
Also, sponsor me, my catcher, Tuesday. Me, I'm casing now for you, Kuno, when you know, when we discontinue, way, I know so much we do better some trust. May you have your court never and lose case now. At the minute, may is good, may end this up a minute, but it's good, I'm about your cases in our party. I saw Banana. The only Abu open clear time, I'm very more. Now I'll be a good work because we have investigation in me. In fact, I can go to prove make us a court one another. The Abba, better report to have a photo to 157. Now, can call okay, who will be angry. Who will be a minister who will be Friday and Monday, the year for to make kind to what you'll be angry on this report.
I see.
Jimmy Sanet, NRA, National Lottery Authority. Almost the Adenta, medical. Yeah, come fast for our did animal word of contact, and also a spending, and yet in one of case war. National Lottery, almost the debut Adenta for workers. I come fast to protest a many home, medical pending. Jimmy will be as good me and this Baba Minya. But me, you prison, movement, when you did in that day. We are happy. You're talking about you could toy business, you could. Yes, we could have a second and
Mate, Medas Minia, Yabeka Sabu.
Monday, me document on the
Medas Sibibre. All right, so that's it live on Accra100.5. Kwame, so far, search for findings, not to my quick now. Yeah. Juma. Amisha die no. I say or no we dear Drew. So near Drew so I say minim at the crop because SMP. Ojune wa won't yase. But I said yeah, you kai no. All can we no can be big to. It's good. Say abimba na mo bia nya akukuduro. All right, so disqualifications arising from the findings of Commission of Inquiry or criminal conviction, and winning in just law issues. Okay, so findings. Anyway, thank you. That's okay. All right. So Amisada issue no omuguso. And minim say Ebrano. So Amisada issues no one issue. Then concussion election violations. Akoso. Fire quarter chiman. Ansah ni ababa dia ya ababa besi your friend say interior minister ne press conference or no. Yan quarter chiman yan kwhwe techiman. That was in 2020 elections. Techiman. Men kotia your friend say advantage.
Everybody must leave the hall. Everybody must leave the hall, please. Oh, yeah, leave the hall. Oh, yeah,
Techiman North, right? Techiman North, yeah. We are Techiman North. Techiman North, Kwayam say Nipa Bear 4. And Techiman South, Nipa Bear 4. And a Koye. Kwame, Fabio. Ododio, all right. So, young code Ododio. Young code Ododio.
Nene. Come on, to off him. Nene. Come on, to off him.
Also ho asem nie yenkotie ye owura muntaka enra ne press conference or ye enra na no tu ma
careful review of police dockets, on-site inspections and stakeholders interview. The Special Investigative Task Force identified 12 specific cases. I must be quick to add that I have since directed that the report of the Commission on the Election Violence at Accra100 West Wagon be implemented fully for justice to prevail. 6 each from the 2020 and the 2024 general election, which collectively led to 15 deaths as mentioned earlier and injured 40 others. These incidents span multiple regions, including Bono East, Greater Accra region, Bono region, Northern region, Central region, Savannah, and Asante region. The circumstances of each case vary, but nearly all involve the use of firearms during confrontation between supporters of the two major political parties and instances where security personnel resorted to the use of live ammunition, warning shots as means of crowd control. Investigation into one of the cases during the 2020 general election at Ododo was completed. The Attorney General is currently prosecuting 3 persons who are standing trials at the High Court Criminal Division, Accra. The investigation established that 3 of the cases resulting in 4 deaths are traceable to the use of firearms by armed police patrol teams. Military personnel were also found to be responsible for 3 of the cases resulting in the death of 3 persons when they intervened to restore calm to chaotic crowds. Investigation further established that 4 of the cases, which resulted in 5 deaths, were recorded when party enthusiastic supporters resorted to the use of firearms against their opponent. The 2 other cases involve persons who were lynched during confrontation between supporters of the two major parties. Through careful review of police dockets, on-site inspections, and stakeholders interview, the Special Investigative Task Force identified 12 specific cases. I must be quick to add that I have since directed that the report of the Commission on the Election Violence at Accra100 West Wagon be implemented fully for justice to prevail. 6 each from the 2020 and the 2024 general election, which collectively
quick one, yeah, Ade. Make out say Yenu Mahmoud Kabore joining.
So 2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu saying
GM say Ghana Fobo.
That's right.
Say obe shwe emra obe shwe esansem
yeah, East constituency, that's Kaswa. So 2024 election violent cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koyo Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. Persons who were involved in the incident have avoided speaking with the task force, while Muhammad Ali and others who were in the Mahindra pickup truck and fired shots from their vehicle have also avoided speaking with the task force. So their opinion have not been established. Muhammad Ali is said to have been flown abroad for further treatment. The late Yusuf Larry Idris died from a gunshot, and those who were in the Mahindra pickup with him know what happened. The driver of the Mahindra has been traced, and further investigation is ongoing. The task force will continue with the investigation. So 2024 election violent cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koyo Okeno denied
the issue with the Yenyaba na Koyo, but Minya yam picky na Koyo issue no Ansah ya Baba be dealing with what do you think as an NDC member?
Eddie, Did you for more about so it's been a while. Maybe I would say a chapa. Go about so with you na wabincha or tea food on her phone na. It's worrying. Say dear senior chino na common san be isi na ebibi oho because of a year we are engine to an era where nobody would want to lay their life and a sacrifice for us again. Because if indeed say tax force will not approach MP no, and I would say would deny what we spoke so much about. And crack a one man penny share but so bar he will commence this investigation.
Yeah.
Then you have some no pumacibre. God being so good, the investigation is ongoing. Yet response to a free cash for you know. If indeed that is what came from the honorable member there, Commander, I'm afraid, say in future, no. So, Mabuna, yeah, you draw about to a treat to cry no, but no, need to a drone no deal. A genuine love for the party. And some of these Neman getting there, people will not lead their life for the party again. And that is where my fear lies. I want the media and me and friend running. I don't understand. Say attack you. Why to say it? Was your promise able to have a kumzinka? He knew. In fact, a lot of accusing fingers were pointed at her. Quite fast, so the young man lost his life. In the peak of an election, you lose one of your key persons through an ambush. Now, I feel there's a platform now we say we'll never attack and all of that. Is it that at that particular material moment, you know, Mary Honorable MP, Nina no on one as an individual, and now such attack and all because it never happened. It's a hundred no great media
no, but Honorable Mutaka Anka said or say it never happened. No.
Okay.
Or say
she wasn't part.
Well, no new.
Okay. Okay.
However, Ora Muntaka and denied the fact that there was
an
ambush.
Which resulted in the loss of someone's life.
In fact, Ora Muntaka confirming say one Yusuf Biewu out of that MPP NDC confrontation.
Yes.
Why establish say Bako has been flown out for treatment because of the gunshots. Right? And Sankrofo we me a pickup. Yeah, supposedly NDC pickup.
The Mahindra. Yes.
And they were attacked supposedly by
an opponent. How
Kumsi Crawford.
Yes.
So these things, elements,
so
Muntaka, I asked him.
Offer for me.
But, I said, bet me a see. Me knew.
Yes.
Me Jekwami di say, me near cry for now, Simsia. The first person I'm contacting here.
Exactly.
The Kwame Kwati be catch them no. See a friend interviewer. Me want confidence to reiterate the same ways.
Exactly.
So I don't see.
So that's my fear. One Honorable Mutaka could have decided not to even lay emphasis on whether the MP was there or not. The emphasis is that someone was attacked and someone has died. So who are the culprits? And here one aspect. The second aspect is that the MP also knows her guys were attacked and someone died. As to whether she was part or not is immaterial. Did Nisi and Ansah MP knew that was the time for you to elaborate? That's what I say. Okay. Elaborate, sir. Media.
Because right now,
the set convoy.
Yes. Anybody were not present
at the moment.
Yes.
I could testify.
And even if
she has no witness. Okay, saying yes. No, you have a point. But I'm happy for the other investigation. But Kaswadi also almost it's not enough. It's not enough report. I was here digging deeper. But now I was here budding, right? Budding. The Kaswa incident in Obi. If we've been able to trace to somebody or Tiha or yes, a police. Okay, by 9K and Yahotoso.
No, but you won't be first of one more interior minister man to the extent say
me van board but the adesrede sans say the jaw say on the as well
in as say ono na koyo no feel say omo man information was state say ono no ni ho what you say
yeah
as to whether BB says you and as BB says you won't mean it ebia at the moment no be ka sa kire Ghana for no obi na afre na yede abona mane typical example. Kwajo bepra. So small scale.
Yeah.
Yane Erastus kasa ha. Erastus ono si ye no ni ho. Grounds report.
And be a Canada. That's right.
And ono so edit to dwa. Enti ono no onya sure say ebia waye boni bia. What you say?
Yes.
The same thing with your friend Esunafo. They see.
Yes, a video.
Yeah, also I spoke to a friend say Erastus. He claimed that he was
eyewitness account.
And you be now call no eyewitness account no at that particular moment. And in the heat of events, you can't tell now call you say you be an interviewer or more on Kasi Bibisa NC. You understand? Because look, yes, in elections, we say so many things during the election time. If you are baby, I say no.
True.
So me, I don't see why, and I don't see why Nakoyo is just running away and trying to hide. And people claiming say vindicated. Your friend say, "Mama no need to say."
Yes. So now
the vindication because now the Interior Minister has confirmed that there was an ambush. True or false?
True.
He has confirmed that somebody called Yusuf died. True or false?
True.
He has confirmed that somebody called blah 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 blah. Enipano etuokano. Based on
the circumstances
where Onumutaka entimi establish no, and he say who how kumsin Crawford yeah.
But even based on the circumstances, and this in Libya the attacking the party car because Ghana has symbolically Mahindra
common sense
is for the NDC.
Common sense.
The NDC Libya you
common sense.
So it means holo de asebo eni hu adanse e dey betu atwa hu bia na ofa but if there is anyone having doubt for me I also believe is the kind of answer there.
No, but where is the doubt? Me no.
There's there is no doubt in my mind.
I feel say ana NDC for true Ricardo. Sometimes it be no. True Ricardo because if so what tie Muntaka carefully. Muntaka press conference no no edi adanse say BBS something happened.
Yes.
Something happened
from all the account he gave.
BBS.
Yes.
But also
not just BB keke Obiewu. Yes.
But what to be answer Muntaka mini bebre because
why na kunu.
Exactly. Everyone say Muntaka no obejira onye NDC.
No. It's represent the entire nation.
So you don't expect Muntaka to come there and come and lie. What do you say?
It might be prejudicial.
Muntaka to be made intro. Now some no coordination Muntaka interior minister na ka say we na brabe dia dance na oyen day. And one dia brand no worker.
Based on investigation.
Yes, but the issue of our Kumsi is vindicated and I find it difficult to accept it because eduomo enipa no wu ye no ne de ono to ka no da abrutra or shall ho yare no. For the kobro mutu no.
But in all of this the MP not some kind of the MA base be finding ambiguity in it and they say offer. O party baby we are now. Said the honorable Muntaka report to confirm. I will be we. One use if be we. Offer use if no NDC ni ana onye NDC ni. No NDC ni.
Yes.
Offer. Sa oye NDC ni na parliamentary candidate na minimum no. Na minimum no dia edi na ku Yusuf ambush na your friend is be me about an ambush. Yes, me de na minimum but me ba sumasi me ba obenten me party ba sumasi no ka ho through the ambush na nam suma no ntimesra mu omi ehunu di oku no eboa because the kind of analytical capacity of our no bia na base no bia na what that capacity. So when you just say menka convoy no now the word English word we use there, he has denied being part of the convoy. So which of the denial are we talking about? In terms of the understanding of the base, the very foundation of our party. Nti Mesre say interior, the police should do a step further. Yatias here, first phase, somebody died. First phase, there was an NDC man in an NDC Mahindra, there was an ambush and somebody died.
It's simple.
Simple as that. Second phase, somebody killed that person. Who is that? I don't know the person. So then,
which means, now call your Edim Kolasem. Yati.
It's a why no.
Ghana police into me investigations to
establish who say we the kuno na we the kuno.
Ye nkumo bi o Ghana ha. Ghana police at me track ya ko hu nipa kro kunu da.
It does you da. No more much more we say they are going trial no. Kwamba ni about the chiwo. Kwamba ni about the chiwo.
No ni e ka.
And here we beginning to have a situation where civilian no feel say when it is about a direct police officer, one who belongs to the service, we go beyond and above to shield them. Even when we are told they have been punished, because we the civilian don't see the punishment they go through. It's immediate offer. Best say, yeah, na baby adana yede to a ye no. Yemfanto because we nya asemu a awose e kere ho de 2020 kura de kura ye hunu achibi na anu yada de atwam fie nan ye timi ya trace ko make arrest
you know so can say the
is it the latitude of time for investigation?
No, but the basis ne say also utie Muntaka
yeah
all other cases no. A man forced to pay forward. Well, one threat so be asked support for it. Or so much me a fine those involved.
Yes.
As to how they did it, I don't know.
But the people, he said some people have been declared wanted.
Yes.
Who are they? What are their names? Where are their pictures? How do you declare someone wanted? Not civilians. That ever with the background. You need the photo. Now, no, go over California. You declare the fugitive of Wava. Makura Sidu Krokura Hunu photo. And the people we say we have declared them wanted. Are they police officers? Are they civilians? Who are they? What are their names? Where are their pictures?
But Wamobo.
Maybe who they I've report to whom. I've read the report, but I've not seen those names. He just made a categorical statement. Say, on my number of those who are going through, on my number of those who are also going through, I say inquiry based bail, and a beam also had been declared wanted. About 8 of them also. Who are they? What are their names? And where are their pictures?
So
by any who I draw Jack Shine. The bodyguard you will one and there. Your boy they are to him. But you're keeping them. Wanted is wanted. Nobody shield someone who has been declared wanted. Until the issue of say blend and now who protected their privacies neither here nor there. So, Mestre, we are happy. Within 4 months, we will know for more interior ministry. We've been able to do something about it. But we didn't enough. Mondo Mosukokesi because the report that has been produced in the form that it is being captured, it doesn't satisfy all.
Maria says they did not mention any name nor show their picture.
Yes.
So which means it becomes very difficult
it's very blur.
Help you.
In fact, it's not blur, it's opaque. Well, and in situations like this, the citizens are used as a tool of investigation. No one you put with the could say, oh, think about the huno. But me when the photo at all and call for a by a to social media.
Over your prayer, and rank one. What's
I concurrently I say, ah, Obia now didn't share where you say. I go away there. Oh, Abomozu.
There was a guy, Okumne, Irene, I think Central Region, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Beshe, Kofuru Diem Kurani Biase. I say for 8 months or 9 months. The say Kuranas were now family.
Exactly.
Obia ya okochi ase.
Any aduano.
And obi hu no. Obia ya okochi ase watra o say Kuranas wa hu so obia hu na chi.
Aye.
Ene.
You say a chira.
Ni papa ya oye.
Yeah.
The akweso wo no afra kurumafo no. Nti akura ene akra se de the year Kitua Popotua Bokochia, not knowing somebody, then know him.
And a clear. Recently.
But the last message was this is shady and stupid investigations. All he said is just compensate. That is all.
Compensate in the offer. Obia no wait me amazing car and then in as much as we respect the work they do, we appreciate the effort they are putting in. No, this is not enough. Excuse me, the lad will be on doing Kutana Kuma, certain words have you used. But where do you more her? Of an example, one may think of when you know about us by a hobby. Menanu ya Grufobu Quay robbery war. A table, a
microphone.
A drum put them all. Subs a minimum friend if we be. Yes. No more robbery, no why. No more Jania by a search the honum. Go home crass also.
Yeah.
Now, wait about Pebby say or not yet. Nanije politics ho. And wakoto TV. Akoto solar. And the abo Kurana se amano. A Kurana se hona. Friend in no. Or me any pattern of Makoshe. Omo ba ho asaho ho omso medi pa. No bi abepe pa di, utimi wura bia ba no mo bok crab be tre. Obi abedi pa.
Na gwa ya se adwuma be na wa.
O mo anka bi anhya nwumre duru a papa na ye jese kura se boga ono na oyi TV ni ade. Fura ni fu na omo ani da TV so news yi. Ana oye wa kobo hina mane. Me se ade eche ni achi omachi chire omo de omo kodrobo so police station.
Straight.
Look at this is what we call that when they say in investigation, when they say civilian as a tool of investigation, this is what it means. Compensation, who is paying? Who is paying that compensation? Is it that a police phone a deep on police phone a compensation? No. Because in the case of Ablekuma Central, if I wouldn't say any civilian a kum Abbas, then national security operative. And the boy Abbas no a worry 2 weeks. Enti a hospital investigation I could say national security operative is it part of those going through the court process? Is it part of those going through the what inquiry bill? And now is part of those being declared wanted yet we don't even know their names and pictures.
Yes, you know, honorable Muntaka ebema ye omu pictures. Any details are now because I don't get it.
Yes, he has to. He has to. Pictures no more here, but maybe the fear is that when you put their details out, the family knows so they might take their the law into their hands and all of that.
And yes,
I just hona maybe. I don't see a trust wanted to be near tomb cause obi a declared wanted to be a bonnet obi. Even
Accra100.
Why you bonnet yam crop for na mammy I walk was or go we and can of that the guno. At wanted no dear, I got for that and Mukro was supposed to win in answer. You compare the Kumba for attacking. I said, dear, and you can wanted the income prego. So that is that. All school of thought do not support the fact that people have been declared wanted here. We don't know their names.
We don't know their faces.
We don't know their faces. There's no school of thought that support that. It's the investigation where here. Whether more of us said that you've been brave. Why you be bad? When you are from no. Offer to very honest.
In the report we are for the transfer mu AG2 mu say monkoye press conference na monkonkoka. I mean Ghanaians are grateful. Say for the
effort.
For the effort.
Yes.
Every Ghanaian is grateful. But when you
and offer me crap for me, I don't think it was the duty of the Interior Ministry to come and do any pressure. President has ordered for a forensic or an investigation into a matter. We are moving for my report on command. Can we want you satisfy our?
I somehow
and I call Luma to say, well, if you cabinet, yes, it's a cabinet minister,
and I don't think
I agree with you.
The Muntaka I know will not just pick the report.
No, so
definitely there will be some
communication first.
Then it's like, okay, so Interior Minister, you can go ahead.
Address the people.
I have the problem with the content that when they
say echo cabinet and
when they read
a review man once and a bar.
Because one, so
and I'm more for Jamaya.
That's only medium como. Now I catch them and say, Encrophobic boat through a friend say, Odo.
Yeah.
If we boat through her. In the Pami and Sa case war a criminal court way. Fine. I don't need those people because Ghana for you want to find you trying to say a bit but the moment you tell me, say, there are some fugitives on the run. And only are wanted. That is the word you use.
Yes, they've been declared wanted.
If those guys they have been declared wanted, then let me know who.
How do you declare someone wanted? What's the procedure?
Even the procedure, if you made a main for procedure, no. But they found
why no declared wanted no
why no declared wanted mama
they say yeah it is the all with a guy in see me say why are you way baby say baby me ka wa razo me dey e do me
oh why no declared wanted no one what would they say two
Woman for you way.
Oh, for you way. On background because they declare we wanted. I'll say
yes, brief background.
Brief background.
Yes, the profile.
The profile.
Yes.
So give us the profile.
Now for photograph. Photograph. You see, I like the style of leadership in this administration where
we are a half report.
I can't have. When I can't have, we are more first half. I can't second half.
No, because seriously, I don't get it.
Of I just said DBS here. I like the posture of young government trying to keep the people in the loop.
Informed.
Yes. Now you carry them along as and when the government moves, but have big dangerous in terms of information. So woman who money here a dangerous class in the one makura. Go by and say, oh, there has been considerable progress on request that man the buyer. So far, ya yed near Makakrenti, Ghana for my emre. Emre Semuno, the details about to abontia. Dear, not when it trimu say, oh, nya justice da can draw better pa because when you say, I feel the justice is on the way. But the kind of information they have to abontino say, Nipa no you be or analytical. Ube who say, indeed, justice delayed is justice denied.
Because to be honest with you, bro, on the now call your issue, no.
Yeah.
And I was with my son, and on any time he comes around, I devote all my time.
Yeah.
Anytime he's around.
Yes. I've monitored.
Everything I do is about him. I don't even go out. Tell me, and I just want to sit by him because on some Kolawe, no.
Yeah.
17 years going, you know.
Questions.
Now I feel. Also, person yes, over for me, dim honey.
That's what I need. Footy.
Na oh mitie honorable Muntaka na call you no pain no. Me say we tie no have you no. That is where I'm having issues why NDC blame na call you. Because honorable Muntaka anka no baby say BBNC. Indeed BBS.
Yeah.
In the report BBS. As to whether na call your testimony no and then kebe mo timi achieve mo target.
In fact,
I don't know.
Nakoyo gave a frank testimony. And the frank testimony is that she was not part of the convoy. That is a frank testimony. It doesn't mean say something that happened.
Something happened. Because
at the time she was just a parliamentary candidate. She has no power to do commence investigation. On this council or the other independent group will be also an investigation. So what was she going to speak to? As far as her individual your friends knowledge about the issues of concern, she was not part of the convoy. Now call investigative body and you just say obi ekwa attack no to my hindra kam o the person must say Yusuf be ewu na now kan ho ana o say men kan ho. How does that make it lose the credence of asthma, substance of asthma?
So in the first place, now call your a video no a man for body did na tem no. Only intro.
No.
Anybody?
You see, she has faith in the current system. And so there's no need to control.
So which means I think say time when I call your a committee no say na onika. I think they could have Pro-Feda.
No, it's a committee. Committee na mbisa of further question na you are there na akoka.
Now mo money aha.
There kra na akoka.
Committee for why.
Offer photograph nya. No committee. A professional investigative group.
Such a phone you know.
Oh, but
such a phone, I don't pass them.
But say of my academy, you know, yes, we appreciate the effort that has been made. But we believe, say,
as Antimia or Nibini friend Apai.
And I visit. We appreciate the milestone. At least you see, for the first time, the Ghanaian public feels to say, "Unya semwa, enya unkwan wenya." The state institution that will follow it up for you. But we are saying, say, as far as the 2020 and 2024 election violence is of concern, no, report to Abai in our honest opinions as citizens and civilians, you know, it's not enough. It's especially with regards to declaring people wanted, you know. Who are they? What are their names? Where are their profiles? Where are their pictures? Na timamu for the investigative team. Na semunu yenya no puma sibre. We are not belittling their effort. We are only asking for more.
Thank you. Me honorable Abeka Mensa ora Daniel Kwesi Asiama honorable Kwaba.
Yeah. Minya Bobie.
Boko de.
Oh, Boko. Ejuma bi say wa oni.
Nye bete.
Benyufo na wa anzo nu nsuo. Well, Bobie answer the one was what is the inflation above from?
8%.
8%. Sir, I say I dig it about 2 months ago.
Yeah, 9.4.
Single digit. But
you see, Meno, I think sometimes I am tempted to join the street conversation about inflation above from now. How does it affect me? Me and make a street conversation.
Oh yes,
because the street conversation and what na dodo anu ye kasa kire omo no e ho no omo and dodo anu question ni. So I'm tempted to join. Though me bo Abaina Basu, me bo Governor Basu, me bo Atua Basu, me bo JM Basu. Yes, definitely.
Oh, street is also bo Basu.
No,
I am layman analysis.
Layman.
Wava. And yet, honorable Nasha here, come here, simple analysis. Yeah, the personal life. What for personal life? Set now, no, number 2, and we say, yeah, now, so saying, be pechembe ho.
Yeah.
Inflation and exchange rate has saved me a lot. Exchange rate, more far. Operation. If you live in Chado, you don't follow traffic. Of I say I want to be ministries. Timber honey go to America sika. Na me dwane. Ah, me ya dollar na about 10. Now see the mess ko papa no. Offer sika na nka betua no. Ate so be almost 40%. Sabre no na me see me nyadan a meto akonwa. Spinters kwanzo could be friend kitty was a kitty. Could be said kunya. Why a bomb no? And run me to me go to a kunyano. Me calculate no. Now swat by 35%. Of a day, ba yani did 1 day, a burn one weddy. Mono first name dear pie and cresam. And the uncle some minimum biafa. Enti ba ku bi ediaba me mo de bi advert mo bia offer before elections ye be win am bank ran na kuma say ye to ba ku 130 Ghana cedis en ran ko anumre mi ko tobi 97 Ghana cedis. Enti the only difference here man who say inflation yen because abro bag no a me ko tolo adwene dwam December 2024 1200 no and the abro bag no 700 the kura no ye be chase me ye de betumrika 700 Ghana cedis but the only differences ma me no obodo kono no ɔno nkoa deɛ ɔno nkoa dɔkono no ɔfa dɔkono tu sɛ ɔnyɛ kɛseɛ ɛnso faakoa no wɔgyina na dɔkono no sika no na motumi nte so a aburo na abɔfo na nka dɔkono mo de kakra fam toɔ no that is a challenge but you see meso medwe ɔfa medwe kɔ akyiri anam sɛ hwɛ aburo no firi drɔbɔn so akura bi ase isa kurom ɛkwan no nyɛ the driver ni kwa just spy fuel abafo wontimi nte lorry fare no so to the last end user no obey use aburo no na pra border so to say the petrol no kra bo so
anyway
anything we might not get it 100% but to be very honest with you there is a direct iron was 1 ton 9,700 December
obi catch them say let's assume say NDC be two inflation say 23
yeah 23.8
enenka omo eye lose na ji boom
exactly 54
to 20 yeah number 28 and 30
nka yenda okrum ha
enye so wona enka sa dokro no a oto no 7 cities no go so ato no 7 cities
that is my problem
probably nka sa me ke ato dokro 12 cities
we nim say
ana
exchange rate ba from and inflation ba from no importers be catch them say yes obunti dem so say old stock this omo clear wie meanwhile dollar cost a there is nothing like new stock and old stock old stock no egu no okoto no say $10 per cedi no your dollar no cost 17 cedis say ade be no so dey cost 17 cedis
anyway
nia ewo mu ni say eja Bobie me bedru ha no na mo ka security asem election asem we say enukra we say enukra but nia wa kan nukra edikan ebebua no okọ enima nti say maami honorable koyo aka na nukra amanfo to me did na tem but once it is the truth no ochi na ebebua no otwantro na enye otwantro na enye
mini ho
nti no onya kan nukra no onya kana no credit mi dem abon nsem ama no because ukotwa ntrose say ebi obi gina eho o ma bie glass wa ho wa twa video kura o mu say hwe video we say call your worker no man o mu say onim mu say wa twa ntro and as a member of parliament and looking at the constituency dynamics baby a owo no na enye nti o ka no credit na di no be ko nyankopon ho now on the issue of this inflation, as some di ban. My ejuma o makolada. Ghanaian populace, especially business people.
You know your main and I say na koyo issues in your main.
Oh no, me ban me yanu kata na koyo asem na your main issue. Enye na your main.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Oh, Ghana for adwadifo wo kwan bia omudi punish aban a wa misbehave. That is the way they behave. Those who trade media minimum makola pa.
Why are you order?
Oh, share. Makola to crony nyina minim. Baby no okra. Now in the center of Makola no there's a community. Yes. And I baby no light now the for one for light I want to me ura. Now aban na do aban no any kenu furatan omabo na bro. Inte dwade for so ti ho etete. Say dachi a ti sese nyanda yetima price na ba form no onu so on tiso they have that mentality enye it is a straight one mom enye but inflation coming down to this particular point no o MPP ninu sha no o se hwe nkoso wo maimu intini pesa me bi so mo say inflation omudi aka say omampanyi kufuata na o single digit no na so ya o single digit atamusa ya o single digit no na no de omunya infa anye campaign. These are the issues we have to ask them. Na union people ni share but enye mi won na do ankasa ya omu leader atwemu no o ka che say mu se hwe nkoso but na do ni wura fi say wa gisika so ko say asori da no wan say asori da ka and a bond holders so mujo musika eyeka and a ye tuaka no o si fi nkoso and And MPP for so di nachi. Si fi nkoso. Ọ̀nù ankasa ni appointees àwa appointee ọ̀mù sọ ọ̀mù wọ degree ni masters ni doctorate degree no ọ̀mù tumi twa budget ẹdi brẹ Ghana under the ECG ẹnna ọ̀mù kàkyerẹ sẹ sika àfiwé ẹdi bẹ tu kwan no ẹyẹ 31 million Ghana cedis ẹkọ wí àṣẹ no nípa wàbọ ní tiri sẹ ọkìtà pẹ yẹ ma no tii num ẹni ẹmu ọdidi wọ họ ọsàdì contingency figure ẹdi ẹta ho no. Bruce has figures about 300% from 31 million to 91 million Ghana cedis. And we need power appointee. And that is the problem we are solving today. Can you jina hono? And we say Nyangupo never saw humano. And yana yetra dreams and ya ama kanye na jina ho. That is what we are doing today. Intuition people no catch us say she in Koswa. Catch and say nyami wonwa eche say we na nado asi for ni bi. And that is why you are speaking that way. Because the Nadu Ankasa Generation Piosu and I Jina mu campaign platforms so I say mu say she in Kosu. On the issue of now call you some account the security issues. Oh, it never be what. It is our government, it is our party. But sometimes if you want to rescue, you give some type of information. Keep nipa thinking. Then I will think say no. It also allows the leadership to think proper. I just say when people begin to ask questions, why is this? Open fincher, the mouth fincher, you come back again, isn't it? Now they have to, as a teacher, you give some problem question. Question is a problem question. As a self farmer, problem question. Emma Ghana and school koda. No almost solve. It is also a strategy. When you are learning strategy, it got into a time you must put a problem question. So this who need teacher or class will try this answer. This one is a problem question. Most solve. The way things are grinding at the security side, what is most important in any say, we need to be educating our electorate. Send our election time draw what we should do, what we shouldn't do. Because young politicians been mu ada nipa saa be fa no say democracy kran enya dia yeti ase papa, especially some particular political party. And so in this particular situation the Biayeko okaye efa binu say ya che binu na the electoral violence are etwem all that they were doing about it now call you the susu by onusu kananukre. I think we have to allow them to work. Questions must come. And they will always come. But now me call Honorable Mutaka office. Me to me try ho we call back we call matra ho 2 hours. Misi mi nya dru ho de mi nko. Say nwumra menya botre na mahunu achia no. Ntia keke no onu su time ohun mi no so honorable. Sorry, wow say na hasite. They are really under pressure, working hard for Mother Ghana. And whatever we can do to support them, we should do so. Also say, looking at the space available to take youth for employment in the police service, a best to say 4,000. But application, about 50,000. How is it going to solve this problem? And these are the problems on the table. Senka aeroplane anaketeke etu na nado numu time uwe square ye fra se brabe ye juma sa keteke na etu mi fra inkande no mbrante ni baba want to me be bo pisu sa say ye bie say go and apply no. The kind of numbers you have is mind-boggling. And so it is time for us to think about how to open this economy. The economy that can absorb the youth, the teeming youth forever. Monday me conference be, and then there's this gentleman from the 24-hour economy or catch Ghana for say in the year 2015 Ghana's population will be 50 million. In that say to me anya botra tenasi catch say we are going to toe this line to expand this economy to create employment for the youth. No, ask yourself in the year 2050, 25 years from today, no, when you have additional 20 million people added to 30 million, year 15, what are they going to do? The youth, where are we going to get jobs for them? So, me can't wait at their first say, the 24-hour economy can looking at the plan and the vision that is talking about using the Volta Basin and then the Volta Lake as transport, using the Northern region as the cargo hub to open up the economy. I think that is the best way to go. Because in Nanwa Sema SEO Galamsey site, is it Ahafo, Shidem area, no one will send Amrante to me PA. Senka Omukodin Semboni. They are all there doing, maybe they are not doing any employable government jobs. So, and Nuntina Oma PSA. But these people need job. They need job. But Bobie, do you know something? I congratulate the military people. Say now, MB before them, because I congratulated them because me bompa say Mahama Ba say Nugalam say time now police ni soldier phobia enko tutu nko bia. We love ourselves. The reason why we have a lot of the youth without job and this becomes a security concern is that we didn't expand the economy in the past 8 years. I am so shocked to look at the figures. Me see onyankupo we nkwa na ebu Ghana. Inka bebi ayeda and then no enye fekra. Say yankasa ye to me tasi ye nyama sa anya $8 billion in this country. IMF again say look at the meetings and aeroplane Africa IMF in Tomuma say 3 billion. So if we have natural resource in the soil, ebe to me aboyanu Ghana for near Misra say let us do it in the right way and get more money and expand the economy and let the youth get job. Let the youth get job. They don't have the job because one no more car in there. Omubie mines, Galamsey sites, no. They are just destroying the future of this youth. And Brantenu Namsa, opening Bobie. So we are going on so much of Kabi. It said, time is money, and time tells. Mina me catch a brantie be out here. Me say, in them macho, who nan come your macho power. Me shut a we enko. Unya na macho susu bafom. And I be catch yourself, umre no atwem. You catch up, you say, nimre no atwem. But there are some things you cannot do again. You cannot do them again. And so today, you must put your energy. Me ko village, me chesen am ranted Timoto su. Wusu say, one hondi na say. One fan bro, one fan dia koko, one fan titin kukon kiti. Na sa macho no sa. Now what than you be original streets now beg. That is what we want to guard against and in managing this economy. And so as Ghanaians, let us all come together. Near air security concern, let us look at it. But I said it everywhere, say, until the investigative report is out, I will not support my honorable member, Ado. Nyobe kabia minfa. Do you get it right? Nyobe kabia mi kanu Ansah and Andra musi ontia is it 15,000 now? 15,000 now. Mbani in free Accra100. And yes sir. Oko omumanu bill no.
Yeah.
Yes. Inti bisa musi had enti no musi ontia 15,000.
We have two issues.
Yes.
Yeah, you dealing with, and so since you have veered into this matter,
yeah,
then I will ask you.
Yeah, do
that the way NDC deal or tackle issues when nipa ewum as against said you know say politics is it here.
Yeah.
But the question is, you saw Afenyo Markin slapping a policeman, right?
Yes.
Speaker, only interest in that story. The state, any interest. The NDC government, any interest. Or that one is not a crime.
If you finish asking the question, my main guy just say, that is why we have teachers and people teachers. MPP always use the political law to govern us. What I mean by political law is not in any book. And he said, omu die ni omu political party epenu. Omu ba power enu no mu ye. Meanwhile, we have a constitution. When NDC comes, we try to do our best to use the constitution that is written for this country.
So in our laws, when you slap a policeman, it's not a crime.
They are in power. Is that not it? What did the government do? Time Afenyumaki slap away 1 minute of power.
It's recently.
Yeah. Yes, the government, like the security agency, should have taken action on that. Do you get me now? Omanfa, but Niente Amika Sani say NDC near, I'll shout the way I am shouting because it must take one person to be sensible in a family. Excuse me. No, the MPP no, they have their hierarchy. Anke someone shouted, Maka. As some way see maka kan. In the first place, no crano as I said, MPP party come out to discipline their leader. Have they done that?
No, they even promoted him.
Have they done that? They have not done that. Now NDC no on to me because say NDC ni leader every year sadia. NDC party Ankasakra will come out to a statement, and that is why I'm telling you that it takes one sensible person in the family to change things. I just say someone should be out of here, and so no, they left no the bed, and yes, and they right yen, yeah. These are some of the things.
The BB NDC supporters no Ekakra.
Yes.
Yeah, they want answers from you guys.
Yes.
Why are you interested in cases, incidents? When NDC person is involved, when MPP person is involved, interesting or low. Why?
And I make a choice. 1992 constitution. Yeah, children one moon natural. MPP fanko. Yeah, they tell us plain clearly say, Omudi omun kam, ni omu pen omu beye. They didn't take part. They told us that they will not sit down with farmers and fishermen to write the constitution.
How does it affect the issue of serving justice?
The justice must be served. Anything that ubisa me question me catch us say. Inka SSA police force na ukaeno na NDC for some supporters no more okumatom. But there is something in Ghana.
The same strength how they shout you on Kwabena to shout to the police that look, you can't discriminate.
No. Niemi catch say I shouted.
When?
Time ye panasun. Tenya hankwa na miba. I did. So one tear I did. But nye woman say me catch say it takes one sensible.
You were free even when it happened. We couldn't easily pick it up.
But once it is an issue that we saw on video, one it is an issue irrespective of the date. One it is an issue that happens. We said it. Do you get me right? But it is good I shout at my brother. Do you get me right?
I say it's not good. The question the grassroots no able say.
Grassroots no me paucho me nchawa no. Who leads them? Some frame honorable. Who leads them? Who has to teach the we have to explain to them.
That is
and they must be with you. No. The explanation me mano. That is the way we should go.
That
sir, we should deal with our own to do the right thing.
They agree.
They have agreed to that.
Yeah, they agree. And everybody, every sane human being agree. But the question is, almost Busamo say, MPP ni afenyo ekasa political elites no one na say afenyo is above the law. And now there is a pact between the speaker and Afenyo or Ghana police and Afenyo. What is this? That is what they want to understand. Then they will be clear in their mind. They don't have any problem. After all, Afenyo on that end this Nibia Eketeso. So supporters, but the supporters, the sensible NDC support, NDC supporters, they are not stupid. So they are asking wise questions. And then maybe sound.
Nentina you can say. And then me who back been speaker post be. Or see, I survive in silence. The time I oil speaker the first time no, He said, I survived in silence.
No, how do you link? How do you marry the two?
And no make a choice says we have to teach our supporters the right thing.
So
they may have questions.
When you slap a policeman,
No. I didn't say that what Afenyomakin did was right. I told you that we condemn it. But Adodienu or no Kayon, Afenyomakin, what did the MPP party do? So we know that is their
DNA is not in power.
No.
The power is in your hands.
The power is in our hands. We have to arrest him, right?
Of course.
Yes, I agree. But he comes from a political party. Before you become a minority leader or majority leader, it is the party that says that this person should be there. What did they see in him to ask him to be there? We did our part. What did they do? The police must arrest. They didn't arrest. But that one is within the parliament. Within the parliament.
Mm-hmm.
And
so when you marry the two issues, what do you think? What do you see?
What is happening right now, the parliament and the police have not come out to say finally that you win the case.
My case.
Afenyomakin, has crime have ending date? No. They are hearing. And they need to take action because they know this is what is in the mind of a section of Ghanaians. Say, it is an issue there that we have to work. But it is not a bad thing for me to reprimand my child. Is it a bad thing? It is not a bad thing. Because everybody in this country is talking against Galamsey. Inti sami hu sami nua na me babi eye bibi ever raise public uproar. I must be the first person. Are
you so sure Kwakwado eye the omo?
I don't accuse him, but I say the investigation should come clear. Until that, you know, I'm not blaming him because now there's investigation going on. Into investigation report numbra. Now you.
Okay, back to you.
Over. Meji de mi hu e ba kopre. De mi hu ni se asante se biaya wodua fire o hwe ase no. Nanti mu wudura no wa ya hwe yi. The MPP used the power they had to do a whole lot of things against Ghanaians. Be a Bayajuma for be ordinary Ghanaians. And almost had the power to shield the or more. To over Mofrano Renanka. A soon no talk. Penny of ye. As one of her mamma friend in Yakunyano in free soon. It ended up in the most humiliating defeat of our recent political honors. Ope group wa mprempre amenu kase. Omoye very very discerning the Ghanaian voter. Especially the base of the NDC. Offer the we are one of the most active social media persons. Over social media. None other me offer. Me know some George can say me for TikTok for. Within the party, you saw how they roasted him up. Whether they were justified or not, based on how Omote Nasam. Once upon a time, their darling boy, who do the end. Nano other me am a boss. Ora a medium fee. Adoye o enye boni adoye. Adoye no could see the wrong person so. Nipa no hear this base in the hipa. The base that saw this young chap, a very brilliant young man, party based in Niagara. Look at what they did to him for that mistake. The development of Ghana is tied to how long the NDC stays in power. And on all fronts, it depends on the party forfeit and the discerning Ghanaian voters forfeit. Between using your power to shield people blindly, and because they are innocent, allow the system to deal with them. And they say, Uber is power and they are shield now. Why any pay of the here? I feel the NDC base is saying, say, every movie and find a Kakam in 10 months. No single corruption. In 10 months, no single winchindi. In 10 months, yanti bonibia. Na nipa ba kope one NDC member be. Na yebiti my investigation na se no ho sonse brode jua. I save the entire good image I wo. And say you use your power to shield the pakro. Na amount will be a fan as a baller to feast on.
Would you say using the same power to shield your opponents will not cost?
I've never said say we should shield any of our opponents.
No, I'm asking you.
Media I what for that me fear ni kra man said na wa want to ni. Me fear ni.
So you want to sit here and tell me Afenyo did nothing?
No, I want to sit here and say they use power at the time to shield Afenyo.
That didn't happen under your government.
Well, Speaker must investigate.
Okay. So
Speaker should investigate.
From the two of you, clearly,
and of course,
from Mumi and Nuno, today I've learned something.
Yes.
What I've learned today is that clearly, there are certain issues see Ewo Kroma with MPP involved. My interest is very low. Because even as I was correcting Honorable Asama, say a see this year.
No.
You also went on the same tangent because you can't even remember that Afenyo Markin did this to Ghana and must be punished. But to please MPP, the two of you are so quick, telling how you are ready to crucify your own.
Offer the very institution, the very institution now is Afenyo Markin disrespect you. They were the first people to bring out the statement.
That
what was the statement they released?
Dampari was not there.
No, I think it was at the Dampari.
It was not at the Dampari.
Well, me, I can't remember though. But the police service.
Let me give you the background. So the issue was about confrontation with the police and a member of parliament, a MPP minority for, right?
No more going.
This their recent demonstration. Omukobu kotra from kokwa omonai any hadis okaya. Omukotra for me. Omukotra for me. Afanyo omukotra for me kire say omuna omwajimi chen Ghana for nyina. So with that confrontation with the police, he slapped one. Okay, so let me show you guys the video.
Yes, it will shape our narrative.
Yes, but the point is,
because there were two things. Recent one I'm going to transfer me was about want to miss arrest too, and then
during that time, no, always no mercy crew. Always no mercy crew.
Working out there.
What does it? It was where 3-4 times. Hello, are you ready? It was where 3-4 times. And one of such confrontations, and a man, a friend your actually police in your assume.
It's bad. I think that. No, offer. Afenyo should be investigated. Offer, because you see, you know me.
Not over.
You know. I've held a certain principle.
So now,
yes.
Now, you appreciate NDC supporters' pain.
Oh,
and their frustration.
No. They are justified. If this is the comparative analysis, then they are justified, and I respect that feeling. Afenyo is not above the law, and he must be put before the law. If you move, I heard the speaker assuring people say, even the ministerial vetting chaos course is yet to receive the final report, and people will be punished and all of that.
So somebody is asking a question. Oh, say your police police or no encopenenchino. You realize that some people even don't understand the procedure. They just talk by heart. And you say your boy immigration food to that was 3 or 4 days ago. And Tigana buying and as a police
immigration phone gochino. Some no
myself. You know
that is not
when people speak you wonder
that's not the right way.
People say do social media ko kasa ye dey abra onyansa wo form.
That's not the right way. Say ade bi ebesi bia na yempese ebesi biem. Nti asotwe na ya edema nipa nya tan ne tan no. Yempese afoforo hwe so ka say mi nuan we oyeye na de ne course ahohia we nti mi nyibi. Obroni friend deterrence.
So NDC class to agree that look NDC ni eye bonia.
Never know no.
Yes.
So as MPP ni.
Yeah, that is
yes.
Is,
so and I agree with them.
That is
I agree with them. I agree with them perfectly. And open them itie owura to me former Agunda general manager. Na Akwada also interviewed. Was it? Sure. Na me kwara aba witness na no kura mi ni me kana me ho ntome a. Ozi mi go twa ntrongo Davias.
Mo ye free would to be no. Mo frame. Mo Bobie did me.
Was it? O say as you know manager do but na arrears. Na kota man de kabed o ni ntua na ka. So na dwuma mu pendifo yi go do TV. Listen to that. Maybe you should interview him. Someone who have served to me as general manager. No kura no feel said ye didn't come no. Anadi okum no and you be na ye no you no anamu to be na we sir. And this is who are happy. MPP for discerning MPP for happy. And then Urado say speakers on shield na Afenyo marking. Speaker should not shield him. Obia obeye boni okurum ha no mran ni ndi abana sa ebia no china agenkwa oman so mvodo mama nye ona wo ho but it will become a culture and will become part and parcel of us. But yenya NDC institution where mranu ni NDC ni when NDC ni eye boni yenya MPP institution when mranu hu MPP ni ye bon se da kufu adba ye nvi nwa twetwa mu na ofa ebia ebedu bebe ni abon kokorowa na mutitifie na mo ofa ase no na mo man ye no you'll be worried why that system will be dealing with us. That is why I think this is the turning point for us as a country. When President Mama says it's a legacy term, it's not just about development, it's about resetting. The resetting there. Yeah, hear more being fan kaka message dwanam. So ye NDC, so ye MPP, so ye CPP. Na say our boy no mo say abrantive social media mo for share videos ah. Also ye ahwehwe ho advert. Oba we so I say ordinary grass. No we jam frisuro. Krei. Wa kono no. O that one. So hunu. We kasa bubu. What does it? The team lands commission, minerals commission, and I'll Ministry of Lands. Na groove me no asemaba. Na me na meto ahwehwe a. Say wouldn't maybe before read or this before read. You don't be back and say. What here? But the picture must be shown out there.
Ni nyina ya hwehwe.
Ano na ya microphone no.
I show be to me Facebook honorable Asama quickly no ya check here there or throw to ni Facebook yenti your friend is yen ready yen aba how Kumsin ne Facebook page. Okay, so honorable Mavis how Kumsin, right? And we have the full content here, and I read. I wish to formally acknowledge a recent press briefing conducted by the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, Minister of the Interior, regarding the status of investigations into election-related violence associated with the 2020-2024 elections, concerning the disturbances that transpired on the night of the elections in the Ewutu Senya East constituency. Disturbances. So which means something went on.
Yes.
Okay, underline. Underline. The findings reported by the findings reported by the investigative team have substantiated my initial assertion that I bear no responsibility for the violence. So violence echoes, which tragically resulted in the loss of an innocent life. Obiwi. So now Koyo is not lying.
Yes.
Initial video no NDC supporters Eddie crucify no. Now Koyo an intro. Now Koyo say violence akoso. Now Koyo see enipa. How are Kumsi abe buttress saa asem no.
Ono kwati actually want to say it was election
disturbances, violence.
Election disturbances now open and yewua.
Me am kuno. Okay. So it is pertinent to highlight that the unfounded accusations orchestrated and led by the then parliamentary candidate of the NDC, Ms. Phyllis Nana Koyo, precipitated an unjustified and unprovoked attack against me during the Ablekuma North by-election a few months ago, an incident that nearly cost me my life. While she may have derived some advantage from these, baseless allegations, I sincerely hope that those who have wrongfully accused me will possess the integrity to issue a full and unequivocal apology for the trauma I have endured. So,
Wafa, Honorable Mutaka report no, has he written anywhere say as far as Ewutu Senya disturbances was of concern no, Honorable Howard Kumsin is innocent Anna?
No.
The whole report required say investigation is not concluded. The entire report said there is an ongoing investigation.
You see, look, how Kumsin air catch say violence is
yes, election related violence.
How Kumsin catch say any pay.
Yes.
And it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. Now, Koyo, Abeka say election violence no is against her and her team.
Exactly.
Now the interior minister and a friend say, how comes in? Abejia to say, yes, in the Baby, anywhere, Muntakaka say, a friend say, how comes in is vindicated,
yes,
or exonerated.
Exactly.
Or no, interior minister problem, they say.
In fact, who how comes in go, ni nyamba report.
Yes.